Let's cut through the noise and get down to brass tacks. What really matters in life? Strip away all the noise of gender politics, psychoanalysis, and self-indulgent navel-gazing, and what do we have left? A few key things, really. Our basic survival needs, a comfortable life, connection with loved ones, personal safety, and the safety of those we care about. We get so caught up in the trivial things, petty arguments about identity, abstract debates, and pseudo-intellectual pontificating, that we forget how fragile life is. We argue endlessly over labels and ideologies, but all of that is a luxury. It's a distraction from what really matters. When the real world hits you with a problem, a genuine, no-kidding crisis, all of that abstract nonsense falls apart faster than a house of cards in a windstorm. Let's say it plainly. All the things we think are so important can be wiped away in an instant by real-world problems. Your internet debate about politics or your existential crisis over someone else's opinion doesn't mean a thing when you're facing real danger or hardship. When you or someone you love is in actual physical trouble, none of that stuff matters. What matters is surviving, protecting the people you care about, and getting through the day. This is something we don't think about enough because, truthfully, most of us live comfortable lives. Let's be honest, on average, we're living with more luxury, comfort, and abundance than our ancestors could ever dream of. We take it for granted as though it's always been this way and always will be. But the truth is, life is a gift, and we should feel lucky each day to wake up and live it again, even if it sucks sometimes. No matter how bad things seem, for most of us, life is far better than it ever was for those who came before us. The illusion of independence and individuality. One of the biggest lies we've bought into is this idea of radical individuality and independence. We're taught to believe that we're all rugged, self-made, and totally unique, but here's the cold, hard truth. We are more interconnected and dependent than we care to admit. Everything you interact with on a daily basis, the clothes you wear, the food you eat, the electricity that powers your home, the technology that lets you read this article, none of it was made by you. You didn't create any of it. It was built by countless other people, over decades or even centuries. It's the result of human history and human cooperation, not some singular act of personal independence. The fact is, we've inherited these comforts, these tools, these conveniences. We stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, whether we like to admit it or not. Even more, the very things we rely on, the systems, the technologies, the infrastructure, will likely be here long after we're gone. We're temporary players in a much bigger game, and the illusion that we're somehow wholly independent from that reality is just that, an illusion. The truth is, we're all tied together in ways that are so embedded in daily life we don't even notice it. Our jobs, our relationships, our homes, everything we do is built on a foundation of interconnectedness, not rugged individualism. Take something as simple as making a cup of coffee in the morning. You didn't grow the beans, you didn't manufacture the coffee maker, and you didn't build the power grid that heats the water. Hundreds of people, possibly thousands, played a role in making that cup of coffee happen. And yet we walk around with this notion that we're self-sufficient. We're not. And that's okay. It's human. It's how societies function. But pretending otherwise is naive at best and delusional at worst. Complexity versus confusion. We often mistake complexity for something profound. We think life is this intricate web of personal struggles, deep thoughts, and unique experiences, but more often than not, that complexity is just confusion in disguise. We look at life's problems, and instead of facing them head-on, we muddy the waters with intellectual excuses or emotional avoidance. We make everything seem harder than it is, but the truth is, most of what we see as complicated is just a lack of clarity. When we actually stop to look at our lives with fresh eyes, we'll see that we aren't all that unique. Most of us face the same challenges, experience the same emotions, and need the same basic things. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a weakness, it's reality. The sooner we come to grips with the fact that we're more alike than we are different, the sooner we can stop pretending that our personal dramas and complexities are so important. It's easy to get caught up in the fantasy that we're all special snowflakes, but if you pull back the curtain, you'll find that most of us are living remarkably similar lives. Sure, the details might change, our jobs, our hobbies, our backgrounds, but the fundamental needs and experiences, they're almost universal. The bigger picture. If we actually step back and take a good hard look at our lives, we'll see that nothing we do is entirely our own. Our actions, our beliefs, our daily routines, they're all shaped by the people and systems around us, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, it's what allows us to function as a society. But we need to stop pretending that we're all operating in our own little bubbles of individuality and realize that we're all part of something bigger. And the fact that we can't fully explain or replicate this interconnectedness points to the idea that there's something greater going on, something that transcends our ability to understand or control. Call it fate, call it the universe, call it whatever you like. But denying it is foolish. We're part of a larger web of life, one that existed before us and will exist after us. Understanding this is the key to perspective and a deeper appreciation for the things we have.